Another violent night in Philadelphia. One of the scenes turned deadly. Let's get out to Steve in Center City this morning.
Well, police always tell us this. Whenever it's pouring out like this, it's the only positive. That means it clamps down on crime. It may be bad in the traffic world for Bob Kelly, but it's good in the police world, at least when it comes to crime. Maybe not so if they have to race to accidents. But here is where they were before the rain hit. And another mass shooting in Philadelphia, this one walkable to the Temple campus, but we don't believe any Temple students were involved in any way. These people hit 29, 19, 20, all the way up to 59 years old, but 3 of the 5 were women. One of those women, extremely critical, and no surprise when you hear from police she was shot 14 times. What's different this time is that Alan Dom, the councilman who lives in a penthouse on Rittenhouse Square, he wanted to see firsthand how bad it is out there, and he's been driving around with police frequently. He went out with cops in Kensington in November, and he just happened to be with the 22nd District cops last night when they got the call for 5 people shot, so he saw it all firsthand.
Just so I can really observe, see what's going on, try to understand the situation better. And, you really understand it well when you're in the front seat of a police car racing through the district on some of these tragedies that happen. We have to do a lot of work. And we need to really help our population improve not just the quality of life, but in their knowledge of things. And I think a lot of this has to do with the level of poverty we have in the city and opportunity. And we have to create more good-paying jobs. We have to put in mandatory teaching in our schools of financial literacy, technology, and entrepreneurship from K through 12, make it mandatory. It'll change in 10, 15 years. We'll have a totally different city. This is the long-term investment we need to do.
Well, maybe if every elected official from the mayor on down in Philadelphia put on a bulletproof vest and went out with the cops and saw everything firsthand on the front lines, maybe they would have a better way of dealing with this like Alan Dom just did. And Alan Dom was not at the next call they got just minutes later. This was a rather gruesome scene. This right near the Market Frankfurt elevated train in Kensington at what was obviously a drug house with squatters and drug users doing all the living inside. It may have not looked bad from the outside, detectives said, but when they went inside, it looked awful. Drug paraphernalia, needles, baggies on both floors, but up on the second floor in that front bedroom, a man and woman found dead with their throats slashed, and they weren't dead just last night. They had been dead for some time, their bodies decomposing. And so that's why they called it, for now, a special assignment case, an S case, meaning just suspicious deaths. But the detective that was there told me this was a double murder for sure. It'll just take the medical examiner to make that official. They did find the knife, but it likely wasn't the murder weapon because it didn't have a speck of blood on it. So somebody probably killed those people by slashing their throats and then doing it just days ago, maybe even weeks ago. We don't know, but the medical examiner will make the official ruling and try to determine what time they were called. So here we have another awful scene right in that drug capital of Kensington. Alex Thomas.
Gruesome details there, and the violence continues even in the rain. Steve, thank you for the update. 6:36.